Hi there, welcome to Miller's Laboratory. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to be working again in this beautiful old green journal. Same one I worked in last week. And I'll just open it up and start showing you some things that I've gotten done, and we'll do a few things together. Let's see here. I'm trying to find where we left off. And I think right about here is where I started doing some new stuff. So first of all, this is already done, but this page that you see here, this art book page, was not very wide. It was only about this wide. So I just took this pretty gold patterned paper and folded it in half and glued it on each side. So now I have a side tuck on both sides. Here on this page, this was another page that was too long, so I had folded the bottom up. And here I just added a little bit of lace patterned vellum at the top and then a label. It makes it look pretty when you put something inside the pocket. Now this one, I'm going to jump ahead and show you what the other half of this page looks like so you have a better idea here. So here it is. And what this was like a great big guest register page that is coffee dyed. And I had just folded the bottom up again, and then I split it in the middle so that each one has a flap like that. All right. So I wanted to keep that flap because this particular page is got lines and everything, and it's nice for writing. So I just wanted to keep that for all writing here. And so I just added this bank envelope at the top, folded the flap backwards and glued it down to the top of the page. I added a little bit of decorative paper on the inside and punched a thumb notch. And then I had this vintage onion skin paper, and I just glued that over the top and folded it over a little bit on the back. And it covered up the thumb notch a little bit, but I like the way that looks actually, so I left it that way. I didn't try to cut that out. Here's our split page that we did, and I got a really great reaction to that. Thank you guys for all your ideas and your comments on it. All I did here, since all of mine were all glued down, is I just added a flower in the corner to decorate it a little bit. The way I have it now, I think it's kind of cool if you're journaling like a list or just a brief little thing per day or something like that. You have all these nice little sections to work with, but people suggested that I just glue the edges of those, and then they could be a belly band, or you could have a belly band here and then just glue around this edge here, and that could be a pocket at the bottom. So really great ideas. I really appreciate that, and I'm definitely going to try some of those out. This page was just a lot of blank on the edge, and I wanted to put something there. So I have these little tiny itty bitty glassine, I don't know if you would call it a bag because it's so tiny I can just barely get my thumb in there. I think it's meant to hold like one stamp, you know, one postage stamp. And so I just put 2 of those on there, and then I just created a little tiny journaling space in there. Just a folded up piece of paper, but I put some stamps on it so that it looks like they belong there in those little envelopes. This is a flip. This page I definitely have to add something to. I haven't decided what to do there yet, so that one's gonna be done later. Here I have the other half of this bottom flap, and what I thought I would do with this one, this is just a printed out banknote, and I roughed up the edges a little bit to make it look old, and I just folded it in half. And my idea was that I would glue it here on the edge so that it's sticking out, and it will create a little tab for the page so it'll look interesting. And I thought that I wouldn't even glue this pocket closed. I'm just going to leave it open so that if something were in there and it popped out the side a little bit, you would see it like that. What I think I'll do here with the rest of it is I think I'm going to tear this down and make it like more like a corner thing, so rather than a full pocket here. save that for something else. All right, and then I'm just gonna glue this guy on here, like right about there, right about here, let's say. And it'll just be kind of sitting here on the other side. And I may want to do something to kind of coordinate that into the page, but for right now I'm just going to leave it just like that. Yeah, that can go up like that if you want. Okay, some beautiful old ledger. Here I had another short page, and I just took this pretty digital print that I have of this bird pattern, and I just folded it in half and glued that. So that's a flipping pocket, and it's a little bit too narrow for this card, but that's what that's for. And here I glued in some vellum, a vellum page, just as a flip. This is a great page to do something on. Not sure what yet, so that's gonna sit. But this one I want to work on next. And this one is just a plain yellow paper. And it was folded over on the edge. I tore it a little bit. And I thought I would make kind of a window pocket here with a little vellum panel in it. So it would be like that. So when you put something down inside, you would see it on that strip there. So that's really simple to do. I just have another torn piece of paper here. I have a little strip of acetate. Did I say vellum? It's acetate. All right. And I'm just going to put that in here and glue it. I have a nice straight edge at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and line it up with the top of the page. Be careful not to smear the glue onto the acetate where it shows, because I've done that before and it's really hard to get it off. Just going to carefully run that down. Okay. All right, and now we're going to add this one over here, and I could have it go all the way to the edge. I think I will. I was going to have it come in a little bit, but I think it will look nice if it goes all the way over here, and I have plenty of acetate under there to do that. So all right, now, so we have, what we have now is a flap, and I'm going to glue it down, but I'm not going to put any glue here because I don't want it to show through. I want that to just look nice and clear. It really doesn't matter because whatever I put in that pocket is not going to be that narrow, so it's not going to fall through, and it will work just fine. One thing I should try before I wonder if I want to put a thumb notch in there. Let's see how well that works. I think that I might be asking for trouble here, but I'm going to try to do it. Woo! It worked great. Oh, I didn't get it quite in the middle, unfortunately. So what I can do then is take a bigger punch and go in and re-punch it. And I may do that. But I won't do that on camera. That was almost like a eye injury or something there. Yeah, I'm just going to trim the bottom of this off. All right. Yeah. So I probably will just get a little bit larger circle punch and come in, because I don't like that it's not in the middle. I'm sorry, that bothers me. But here we go, and that's what that will look like then when it has something in it. So I think that's just kind of a cool illusion. Now here I did some of my cute little flags. I don't know why, I just absolutely love those so much. They're like, they just make me happy. They make me smile. So I think I'm going to have to start doing those in every single book I make. Here's some really pretty pink glassine paper. Now, this page, I might have seen this in another one of the books. This really cool sort of antique furniture book that I have. Some of the pages are upside down, like, so it's right side up here, but here it's upside down. And I don't care that much, honestly. But we can put something else on there to just to disguise that a little bit. And so I'm going to make another type of a belly band here. It's one of my favorite ones. And it's got writing space, secret writing space. So this is going to be a belly band way up at the top of the page. And the easiest way I have found to make this is to get your strip of paper that you want to use. I have it a little bit narrower than my page, and I know that I want it to be roughly this wide. I'm just going to give myself a little crease here to have some kind of a guideline, but that's all I'm going to do, okay? And then I'm going to come to the other side, and I found that the easiest way to do this is to just roll it up. So I'm going to roll it up, and I'm going to position it and tighten it. Dampen my fingers a little bit. So I'm going to tighten this roll up a little bit tighter so that when I fold this, it's about the width of where I made that mark. I'm going to go just a little tighter, like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fold it down, smash that roll right down. Okay. Now this is quite thick. It is, let's see how many widths of paper. 1, 2, 3, it's 6. It's 6 thicknesses of paper, so it's pretty thick. So I'm gonna tear one of the panels off. I'm gonna make it not quite so thick. We're gonna fold it back up like this so that it folds down, 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 okay? And we're gonna glue either edge on there. You make a little card that is folded in half the long way, like this. So this was just a page out of a book, and I just extended it and added some paper on the back. Okay, and this is going to fit right over the belly band and hang down like that. So that will keep that closed. And if you were wanting to, you could just open this up like this without even taking that out and fold all of these down and write in there. And you can also write on the back, okay? Or you can slip this out and use the writing space there too. Some more of our little flags. All right, and then one more thing that we're going to do together here. So I've already, this is the other half of that yellow page that was folded over. Oh, I did add a little pocket here too. Just a printed image that I had that I thought looked pretty with this yellow, so I added it on there. Okay, so this is one of those little stitched in extra little minis that I just stitched a few pages in here. Okay, but we've got a little flap here, and you can just glue a flat piece of paper on there to have it be like a cover and it would be done. But I wanted to do something a little bit more, so I took this is a like this, you know, that you would put a CD or a DVD in. It's got this little flippy flap on it, and I just coffee dyed it, and I tore off the flap. Okay, so that's what we have here. And I did add a little strip of paper on the back to glue that little flap closed so that it didn't cause problems when things go in and out of the pocket. So what we are going to do is we're going to glue this onto this edge of this page so that we have a little pocket here, window pocket, and then we will also have a little window pocket on the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add, see how this goes down a little bit? I don't want that to cause problems when you're trying to slide something into the pocket. So what I'm going to do is extend that a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of paper to the top so that that is covered up. So we're going to just tear, actually this is already torn. Don't even need to tear it. I just need to cut it to the right width, the width of the envelope. Let's cut right here. This is just a scrap of that ledger page that you've seen me use before. Okay. And it only needs to be, we want it to come down inside here, but not so much that we see it through the window. So we only want it to come through a little bit. So I'm going to cut off, we'll cut it off right here. This is really easy to do because you got these nice lines. Okay. And I'm going to glue this right inside here, like this. That'll do. Okay. Now we just have a nice smooth transition there. Now, I will say one other thing. I'm not going to do this right now, but we also have possibly to contend with the edge of the acetate here. If the edge of it here is kind of sticking up or coming unglued, you're going to want to add a little bit of tape or something along there to keep that from getting caught when you slide something into the pocket. I'm not going to do it right now. If I'm having trouble, I will slip it in after the fact. All right, so there it is, folded in half, and I'm just going to glue it right on this little flap here. Okay, and then we're just going to do the same thing over here. It looks good. Now, so let me grab something a little skinnier here. So we have a pocket here, okay, and we have a pocket here, okay, with the window, but we also can have a pocket down the center, and this is too wide to go in there. You can also have a pocket down the middle here if you want, and if you want to do that, you're just going to want to glue the bottom closed, and I think I will do that because just in case we decide we want to, there's no reason not to. So I'm just going to glue just the bottom of that closed. And then what we actually have here are 3 pockets. And if you wanted to make that really clear that that's there, you could put a thumb notch there. Let's do that. Let's try to do it and put it in the middle like we wanted it the other time. Good. All right, guys. So, tried to keep it short again today. Thanks for joining me. Oh, we got this little guy here we'll have to deal with next time. So I will be back next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye.